Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, comics, and video games, but also, let's not forget about their new Star Wars TV shows, the new Star Wars movies that are currently in development by Disney and Lucasfilm, and exactly what they're really doing to prepare to really fulfill the entire Star Wars fandom around the globe. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and give me a follow on there. I do post a couple of entertaining things from time to time and really make sure to interact with you guys further. So what's even all the more exciting right now is that we have a lot of things in play happening between George, John, and Dave, balancing the new Star Wars universe out, really delivering great material to the Star Wars fans with TV shows like The Mandalorian Season 3, the Ahsoka Tano series, and more to arrive in the near future as well. That's really going to just add on more and more to the roadmap of Star Wars. That's what they're ultimately trying to do, is that they really are trying to evolve the franchise and the overall brand and building it from the ground up, treating it as if it's a brand new thing. And that's a good approach, you know, because they're staying in line with George Lucas's vision. They're not going to make the same mistakes that Disney did with the sequel trilogy movies. They want to make sure that they are going to cater to the fans that really, really do care about this franchise at heart. And that brings us over to, of course, you know, Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy, who has been having a lot of trouble with TV shows like Project Vortex and the Acolyte TV series, both of which, by the way, are the only two projects that she has any kind of creative control over, and two projects that are going to be based in the High Republic era. Now, on top of all of this, one specific thing that has been happening behind the scenes that involves Kathleen Kennedy has a lot to do with what's been going on with Project Vortex, and specifically what and how it involves the Disney higher-ups and Disney CEO Bob Chapek as well. So with that being said, with both Disney and Lucasfilm beginning to work on The Mandalorian Season 4 and the Ahsoka Tano series, creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are beginning to work on other Star Wars shows that have yet to have been announced. Now, it's described, however, that recently Kathleen Kennedy got into more trouble with Disney about one of her upcoming Star Wars projects for Disney+, where this is described to be Project Vortex that will feature Jedi Padawans that travel across the galaxy. However, it's noted that Kathleen Kennedy is currently pushing Disney to bring on actress Brie Larson to become a part of this second High Republic Star Wars show, to bring in the character Maeve that will be portrayed by Brie Larson in the Acolyte TV series and in Project Vortex as well. Kathleen Kennedy, however, is pressing Disney to make her appearance happen in another show, Project Vortex, that will feature Larson as one of the Jedi Masters that will be explored in the new series. Now, Disney, however, is not on board with Larson joining a second Star Wars TV show in the first place, and that since Kathleen Kennedy has full creative power over the series, she recently made some changes and adjustments to the overall story and the outline of the show to fit in Brie Larson's character without Disney's permission. So once again, let me just stop right here for a second. This has been going on for quite a long time with the Acolyte show already, and now she's doing the same exact thing with Project Vortex. And in case you guys didn't know what that project really is, that is basically what has been described as Stranger Things in space. It's going to feature Jedi Padawans, mostly and strictly, that travel across the galaxy and go on all these different adventures. Now, it's really a show that's geared toward, you know, showing us what the life of Padawans are going to really be like in the Star Wars world. Not that it's necessarily going to be a show that's more geared towards, you know, younger audiences, but it's a show that's featuring, you know, younger individuals, to be exact. Now, when you look at a character like Maeve, we talked about this character for the longest time. She is going to be in the Acolyte TV series. It will be portrayed by Brie Larson. They actually reduced her screen time drastically in that show, so that's good news, because to tell you guys the truth, I'm really not a fan of Brie Larson. I was never a fan of her work in the MCU and in the Captain Marvel movie. I just felt like she's a very inauthentic actress when it comes to her interviews and how she talks about the fans and the fandom overall. I mean, she even talked down about the Star Wars fans and really put the fans down a couple of times before in the past. And just goes to show you that, you know, she really is very similar to Kathleen Kennedy. This is all pretty much a part of her own agenda, promoting aspects of everything. Now, when you look at everything related to Kathleen Kennedy here and what she's doing with the Acolyte and Vortex. Alright, this is causing yet another setback for a Star Wars series that was supposed to begin filming in early June that is now being pushed until July sometime. Now, the writers of the show, Project Vortex, are essentially making this Stranger Things in space, with Larson's character as one of the Jedi Masters, and will serve as a teacher to some of the children that embark on a new journey in the Star Wars world. Now, Kathleen Kennedy is, of course, writing in the character played by Larson without Disney getting the heads up, is actually forcing Disney to delay this production until July now. So far, Larson is already attached to the Acolyte series, and now Kathleen is pushing for Larson to become involved with Vortex. Now, Vortex is said to be a more lighter-themed High Republic show than the Acolyte TV series, which is more of a darker-themed series. This story is set to focus on the Padawans of the galaxy during the High Republic era, where Brie Larson's character is aimed to portray a Jedi Master that was created by the Whills. Now, the Whills were originally supposed to make an appearance in the Acolyte series and in Project Vortex, of course, until Kathleen Kennedy wrote them out of the show, behind George Lucas's back, creating an even bigger divide between the two. Now, this new series is also described to tap into secrets of the Jedi and new origin stories of the Jedi Order that will be touched on in the series. However, with production now coming to a halt because of Kathleen Kennedy pulling in new problems, Disney's board members are still on track with their plan to actually insert a brand new Lucasfilm president that will be more in touch with the Star Wars lore, and more to come as well by later this year, that will go into full effect in early 2023, which we also discussed a couple of weeks ago. So, the thing about this entire project, and this is the big problem with Project Vortex, and we talked about this before in the past, that this series in particular is not going to really reach the hardcore fans. This is not a show for fans that grew up with George Lucas's philosophy, and we have already realized that what she had done with the Acolyte TV show, and it's going to be a very similar production with Project Vortex, no doubt. You know, there's going to be a lot of setbacks, there's going to be a lot of problems, rewrites, and firings of co-writers and directors, which has already happened with the Acolyte series, I must add. There's a lot of problems with Kathleen Kennedy at the end of the day. When you really think about it, it really comes off like she's doing this on purpose. It almost seems like it's that way. And she has said this before in, many interviews, that she believes that the whole philosophy of George Lucas by the hardcore fans is just a burden. You gotta let go of that burden in order to lock in on new ways of storytelling, new ways of crafting the Star Wars universe. And that's Kathleen Kennedy's, theory on how you can really shape Star Wars to something better, is by abandoning George Lucas's philosophy. I don't understand that logic. I don't understand that overall, way of thinking. I really can't, understand any of that. But when you look at everything related to what Kathleen Kennedy and Leslie Headland are beginning to come up with, they have actresses like Brie Larson attached to the Acolyte series. They're pushing her to become a part of Project Vortex, and this is only causing further problems with that show and proving that these shows are just not going to be authentic to the Star Wars fandom. So overall, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon,